Vasudevosmi Pandavanam Dhananjaya Muninam Abhi Aham Vyasa Kavinam Usana Kavi. Of the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudev, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers, I am Usana. Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead, and Baladev is Krishna's immediate expansion. Both Lord Krishna and Baladev appeared as sons of Vasudeva. So both of them may be called Vasudeva. From another point of view, because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, all the forms of Krishna that appear elsewhere are his expansions. Vasudeva is Krishna's immediate expansion. So Vasudeva is not different from Krishna. It is to be understood that the Vasudeva referred to in this verse of Bhagavad Gita is Baladeva or Balarama, because he is the original source of all incarnations, and thus he is the sole source of Vasudeva. The immediate expansions of the Lord are called Swamsa, personal expansions, and there are also expansions called Vidinamsa, separate expansions. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-Shalakaya Chakshurumilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him and all the members of the Guru Parampara. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Krupasindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desired trees, fulfilling the desires of everyone, and are full of compassion for the fallen, conditioned souls. So in this particular verse, which we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, 37th verse of the 10th chapter, we get to know that Lord Balaram is not different from Lord Krishna. And as we are celebrating the auspicious appearance day of Lord Balaram today, please bear with us. It's the inauspicious appearance of Karibana tomorrow. So there's a lot of competition here. So tomorrow's Karibana festival. Having said that, ISKCON Toronto is also participating, so that's a wonderful way for us to introduce the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to the mass in general. So kindly bear with this competition of ours from next door. The Karibana practice is going on. So in this verse, of the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudeva. So Lord Krishna is confirming is not different from Balaram, or Balaram is not different from Lord Krishna. And also, today we are reading from 29th verse of the 10th chapter. Lord Krishna is confirming Anantas Chasmi Nagana. So here in this verse also, Lord Krishna is saying is not different from Balaram. In the 29th verse of 10th chapter as well, Lord Krishna is explaining Anantas Chasmi Nagana. What does that mean? Ananta means unlimited. Chasmi means I am, Asmi, and Nagana. Among the many hooded snakes, I am Ananta. So 2 times in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is confirming he is not different from Lord Balaram. So that is for us to understand. And also in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining a bit further that Lord Balaram is the source of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is the source of all incarnations. This is the first expansion of Lord Krishna, is the plenary expansion. Plenary means full. So he's the plenary expansion of Lord Krishna, and he's the source of all other incarnations. And it is explained that Krishna's expansions are either Swamsa incarnation or Vibhinamsha incarnation. Swamsa incarnation means it can be further, personal expansion, it can be further divided into Prakasha expansions and Vilasa expansions. You may have heard these terminologies. So Prakasha expansion means exactly the same form of Lord Krishna. It's not the right way to say, but if you take a rubber stamp and then keep on doing it, it will be exactly the same. So exactly the same form of Lord Krishna is Prakasha expansion. Have you heard about Prakasha expansions? Yes, in the 10th canto we read, when Lord Krishna married 16,108 queens and he was in Dwaraka, all the queens had Lord Krishna with them. So he was exactly the same Krishna, 16,108 Krishnas were present. Also during the Rasa Leela, all the gopis had personal Krishna because there was not different from any other form of Krishna. That is Prakasha expansions. And Vilasa expansions are expansions of Lord Krishna, but the bodily features are different. The Vilasa expansion means is Krishna's expansions, but their bodily features are different. For example, the Vishnu Tattva expansions. What are the Vishnu Tattva expansion? The first plenary expansion is Lord Balaram, and he is not different than Krishna except for the bodily color. Krishna is blackish blue and Lord Balaram is fair, crystal color. So from Balaram, all the expansions originate. So Balaram is the first expansion, and from Balaram we know the first quadruple expansion comes from Lord Balaram. Who are they? Anirudh, Pradyumna, Vasudev and Shankarshan. From that, their bodily features are different from Krishna. From the first quadruple expansion, we get the Narayana expansions, 4-arm forms of Narayana in Vaikuntha. Then from there, the second quadruple expansion comes. Anirudh, Vasudev, Pradyumna and Mahashankarshan. And from there, the Purusha avatars. Purusha avatars are Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, Karanodakshaya Vishnu, and then we have Shakti Avesha avatars, we have all the avatars coming after them. So Lord Balaram is the original plenary expansion from whom all other avatars originate. So Lord Balaram is unlimited, his pastimes are unlimited, as I was mentioning to one Prabhu today, but our time is limited. So we have 45 minutes. We'll try to hear as many pastimes as possible in the allotted time. Because even if you have 5-6 hours, we can keep on hearing about these unlimited pastimes. The next question is, what do we gain from hearing the pastimes in general? In general, when we hear the pastimes, it is stated by our acharyas that all our anarthas are taken out from the core of our heart. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, all of them gradually get wiped out from the core of our heart, from the mirror of the heart, Chetu Darpanamarjana. So, and also it increases the faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But there is also special benediction for hearing the pastimes of Lord Balaram. In the 79th chapter of the 10th canto, the last verse of the 79th chapter, there is a special benediction. The English translation is as follows. All the activities of the unlimited Lord Balaram are auspicious, are amazing. Exactly the word amazing. Anyone who remembers these pastimes, so anyone means it's not rich only, it's not men only, it's rich or poor, man, woman, black, white, does not matter, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Sudra, it does not matter who it is. Anyone who remembers, you don't even have to read, you don't even have to write these pastimes. Anyone who remembers these pastimes at dawn and at dusk, which is the morning and in the evening, what is your benediction? You will be very, very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we get Krishna Prema. So what more is easier? The easiest way is given, easy way to achieve Krishna Prema. Krishna Bhakti is by remembering the pastimes of Lord Balaram at dawn and at dusk. So we'll do our best with the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas. We'll try to hear as many pastimes as possible so that all of us can remember these pastimes at dawn and at dusk. It's very easy, simple pastimes. It's like story forms. Many of you may have heard all these stories, but these are nectarian stories. So what we're going to hear is only a drop in the nectar of ocean of the pastimes of Lord Balaram from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we just want to stick with the pastimes of Lord Balaram from Srimad Bhagavatam. So before we go into the past tense, we all need to know who's Lord Balaram. So Lord Balaram is a eternal companion of Lord Krishna. So Lord Balaram is an eternal companion of Lord Krishna. Sometimes he appears as younger brother, sometimes he appears as elder brother, sometimes he appears as the closest associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Treta Yuga, Lord Balaram appeared as Lord Lakshman, as the younger brother of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra. In the Dwapara Yuga, Lord Balaram appeared as an elder brother of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. And in the Kali Yuga, Lord Balaram appears as Lord Nityananda, eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's an eternal companion of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now when we refer Lord Krishna to Lord Krishna, we know that he is Satchidananda. From Brahma Samhita we know Ishvara, Krishna, Satchidananda, Vigraha, Anadi, Radhi. So Satchidananda means Sat, Chit and Ananda. 3 words. Sat means eternal existence, Chit means eternal knowledge, and Ananda means eternal bliss. Now for each one of these 3 categories, there is also an energy associated with them. For Sat, it is Sandhini potency, of which Lord Balaram is the deity for that Sandhini feature of the Sat potency. Then Chit, which is eternal knowledge, Lord Krishna himself is in charge of the Sambhit potency. And for the Ananda part of it, Hladini Sakti, Srimati Radharani is responsible for this potency. So Sat, Chit, Ananda, and these are all the internal energy of the Lord. We also have external energy of the Lord in the form of mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and the marginal energy are the Jivatmas. So these are the 3 internal energy. Sandhini responsible for Sat, Samvit for Chit, and Hladini for Ananda. Then, what are the names of the web? There is a website called Stephen Knapp. He's a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He's got a website, wonderful website. There you can go, or many other websites. You have something called as Balabhadra Sahasranama Stotra. There are 1,000 confidential names of Lord Balaram in Garga Samhita. Like we have in Srimad Bhagavatam various cantos, in Garga Samhita also there are various cantos. So in the 8th canto of Garga Samhita, there is something called as Balabhadra Sahasra Nama Stotra. So when I first read that, I was fascinated in the sense because many of the names of Lord Balaram are Lord Krishna's names. So again it shows that this Lord Balaram is not different from Lord Krishna. And Garga Muni is explaining these confidential names to the gopis in the banks of river Yamuna, and this is after Duryodhana is asking another Rishi, can you please tell me the confidential names of Lord Balaram? And then he recites what Garga Muni had told the gopis in the banks of Yamuna. So fascinating names, but the common names of Lord Balaram are Adi Guru. Lord Balaram is referred to as Adi Guru. Adi Purusha, who's Adi Purusha? Lord Krishna is Adi Purusha. Govindam Adi Purusham in Brahma Samhita. Adi Purusha means the first Purusha. But Lord Balaram is the Adi Guru. Adi Guru means the original spiritual master. So he's the original, most powerful spiritual master. All the spiritual masters are Lord Balaram's representatives. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, we get to know the spiritual master is the external mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we also know that the spiritual master is the external manifestation of Paramatma. Therefore, again it proves, it shows us that Lord Balaram is not different from Paramatma, Lord Krishna. So, we get all the spiritual strength. Why do we need a spiritual master? We get the spiritual strength from the spiritual master for self-realization. For us to attain spiritual perfection, we need spiritual strength. For you to chant, for us to chant every day, you need spiritual strength. Otherwise, we cannot chant. For us to come to the temple, we need spiritual strength. Otherwise, we cannot come to the temple. Our hands will not even take the beats. You cannot. You need the spiritual strength from Adi Guru, Lord Balaram. So when we hear his pastimes, we are glorifying him, and he will bless us with the required spiritual strength for us to get out of this wheel of samsara. So that is the importance of praying to Adi Guru, Lord Balaram. So we get spiritual strength from Lord Balaram. He is also called as Anantasesh. Anantasesh. Now we know from science, from physics, from scientists that law of gravitation is the one that holds all the planets together. It keeps the orbit, planets in its orbit. So planets don't fall off. One is in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am entering into each planet, and because of that they are floating. Like when a pilot is there in an aeroplane, the aeroplane is able to float and go where it has to. But if there's no pilot, the plane is down. The force by which all the planets are sticking in one orbit or going around the sun is the law of gravitation according to scientists, but according to our acharyas, that is the potency of Anantasesh. And Anantasesh, what about the power of Anantasesh? Anantasesh, on his hoods, unlimited universes are held on his hoods like white mustard seeds. So there are slightly different varying sizes of mustard seeds on the head because different universes are of different sizes. As we know from the famous pastimes, which all of us know, where Lord Brahma is going to Dwaraka, the gatekeeper stops him and he asks, who are you? And then he says, I am Brahma, the father of four-headed Brahma, the father of four Kumaras. He goes and tells Krishna. Krishna asks him to come. When he goes, Krishna is welcoming him, and Lord Brahma is asking, can I ask you a question? Why did he ask which Brahma? I'm the only Brahma. Then he says, wait. And he summons all the Brahmas from all the universes. Some have 100, some have 1,000 heads, some have 1 million heads. So then he knows, he felt like a mosquito in the midst of elephants, because he knows he's nobody compared to other Brahmas that are there in other universes. So all these are different universes. One universe itself is containing of 14 planetary system, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala down, then Bhuloka, Vorloka, Swargaloka, Janaloka, Mahaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka. So 14 planetary system. Just imagine this is one universe, like a mustard seed. Just imagine the size of Earth. Earth is insignificant in one universe. We know the size of Earth because we need to compare with what we know. What about the weight of one universe? Think of all the cars in Canada, all the cars throughout the world, all the trains, aeroplanes together, how heavy it is. Think of all the mountains, Mount Everest, Rocky Mountains, how heavy it is. All that is just on Earth. Then we have mountains, Trikuta mountain, from the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we read about the Trikuta mountain, which is 80,000 miles in height, 80,000 miles in width. Just imagine the weight and size of that. Then we know about Mount Sumeru. Mount Sumeru is 1 million kilometers in height. So just imagine the weight of that. What about the weight of water? If we carry a bucket of water, we can't carry it for more than 5 minutes. Just imagine the weight of one lake. Weight of water in one lake. Then think of weight of water in Lake Ontario. You can't even see where it ends. Just imagine carrying the whole weight of Lake Ontario. All the seas, all the oceans together. Not only oceans on Earth, you have oceans in the higher planetary system as well. Sugarcane ocean, liquor ocean, all that is so easily carried by Anantasesh in his hood. These are all one universe, and we have multiple universes. So that's the power of Lord Balaram. So he gets spiritual strength from Lord Balaram because he's Adi Guru. We get physical strength from Lord Balaram because he is Anantasesh, holding all these unlimited universes in his unlimited hoods. Then we also talked about 1,000 names, Sahasranam, Balabhadra Sahasranam Stotra from Garga Samhita, which all of you can read, it's fascinating. Then in the second chapter of the 10th canto, Lord Krishna is explaining about the names of Lord Balaram to Maya, that Lord Balaram will be called as Rama because he is the reservoir of pleasure, and he will give so much of pleasure to the inhabitants of, where was he born? The residents of Gokul Mahavan. And he will be called as Balabhadra. Balabhadra means one who's got unlimited strength. And third, he'll be called as Shankarshan because Yogamaya will be taking him, transferring Lord Balaram from the home of Devaki to the home of Rohini. Therefore, he is called as Shankarshan. So, in the second chapter of 10th canto, we get to know the different names of Lord Balaram from Lord Krishna himself. At that time, Lord Balaram did not advent, even Lord Krishna did not, both of them did not appear in the earthly manifest pastimes yet. And then, in the 8th chapter of the 10th canto, Garga Muni is called to give the names, name-giving ceremony for Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna. At that time, Garga Muni is explaining this to Vasudev. Because Vasudev, what is the difference between Vasudev and Vasudev? Vasudev is the father of Lord Krishna and Balaram. Vasudev is the name of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. So on top of it, you have a line, Vasudev. So Vasudev is the father. So when Garga Muni is explaining, during the name-giving ceremony, he is explaining the name of Balaram. Says his name will be Rama because he will give pleasure to the friends and relatives. Lord Krishna said he will give pleasure to inhabitants of Gokul, and here to all his friends and relatives. And he will be called as Bala because of his excessive strength, and he will also be called as Shankarshan. But this time Garga Muni does not tell Vasudev that his name is Shankarshan because Balaram is transferred from the womb of Devaki to Rohini. But he gives a different explanation for the name of Shankarshan. What is that? He unites two families. What are the two families that Balaram is uniting? Nanda Maharaj's family and Vasudev's family. Nanda Maharaj is a Vaishya because his mother and his wife, Yasodamai, both of them are Vaishyas. And then Vasudev's wife, Devaki, she is a Kshatriya, and Vasudev's mother is also a Kshatriya. Even though Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev had the same forefathers, because of different wives and mothers, they are two different families. And because Balaram is uniting them, because he is transferred from the womb, but he doesn't tell that according to Srila Prabhupada. So he is called as Shankarshan. So these are all the different names. And also in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have three names, Hare, Krishna and Rama. Hare means, is the vocative form, how we say, vocative form of Hara, the spiritual energy of the Lord. Krishna is all attractive and Rama is the reservoir of pleasure. Prabhupada repeatedly says the Rama that is referred to in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra refers to Lord Balaram. But later on he also says it can also refer to Lord Ramachandra as well as to, who's the other Ram? Parshuram. And then Prabhupada explains the 12th verse of Jayadev Goswami's Dasavatara Stotra Vedam Uttarate Jagativate Bhulokam Vipratate Daityam Dharete Balim Charete Chatrashayam Kurvate Paulasyam Jayate Halam Kalete Karunyam Matanvate. So these are the 10 avatars, and the 6th avatar of Lord Krishna in the Dasavatar is Parshuram, 7th is Lord Ramachandra, and 8th is Lord Balaram. So there are 3 Rams, Parshuram, Lord Ram, Balaram. But predominantly the Ram in the mantra is towards Lord Balaram. So the birth of Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, to an extent it is parallel with Lord Krishna because it's fascinating in that sense. So Vasudev, again not Vasudev, Vasudev, once upon a time Vasudev is coming with his newly married wife Devaki, who's the daughter of Devaka, who gave so much in dowry during the marriage. So many hundreds of chariots with gold was given as dowry. And who's riding the chariot? Kamsa, who's the brother of Devaki. How is he related as a brother? Because Vasudev's father is Surasen, and Devaki's father is Devaka, and Kamsa's father is Ugrasen. Ugrasen and Devaka are brothers. Therefore, Kamsa and Devaki are brothers and sisters. And it's a custom that the brother drives the chariot of the sister once she gets married all the way to the in-laws' house because they want more of the association of their immediate family members. So there was a wonderful atmosphere. Kamsa is riding the chariot, driving the chariot, and then there's a festive atmosphere in the air. wonderful kettle drums and bugles are blowing, suddenly this mystical voice from the sky says, Kamsa, you fool! You're driving the chariot of your sister and brother-in-law, but you do not know that the 8th son of your sister will kill you. So immediately what he does, he takes the sword, catches the hair of Devaki, and is about to kill her. And then Vasudeva pleads. His diplomacy and philosophy comes into play. So he immediately prays and he says, Kamsa, you're the greatest warrior and king of Bhoja dynasty. How can you think of killing a woman, and that too your own sister, and that too in the most auspicious occasion of her marriage? How can you kill her? And by the way, why are you afraid of death? Death is born at birth. Death is born at birth. That means everybody who's born has to die. So we'll die now or we'll die after a few years, we will die. Why are you afraid of death? And he goes on to explain what we know is the summary of 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna is explaining about we are not the body, but we are the soul. In summary he says, like how a person walks on the road, he keeps one step, and when it is safe, you know, when you're climbing a mountain, it's unsafe, so you won't put the next step. So when one step is safe, then you put the other step. Like that, the body, once we are ready to take on another body, this body is dead at that time. Similarly, the plant worm goes from one twig to another twig once it is safe in this new twig. Like that, why do you have to worry? Now, he tried to pacify this cruel brother-in-law, but unfortunately, he knows it's not working. So his immediate need is to save Devaki. So he says to Kamsa, Kamsa, assuming the prophecy is going to come true, you are not going to be killed right now. It's going to be the 8th son, which is few years away. I don't even have the 1st son, which is many years later that my son is going to be born, if the prophecy is right. But who knows, maybe I may not even get a son or a child. If it comes true, it is after a few years. You don't have any problem or fear from your sister Devaki, because the prophecy did not say your sister is going to kill you. It's the 8th son of your sister is going to kill you. So, I am the man of words, and everybody knows his word is as good as gold or even better. When Vasudeva says, it will happen. So he said, every time my child is born, I will bring it to you to do the needful. So the first child is born, he brings it to Kamsa, Kamsa takes care of the child. Like that, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th child. 7th child, when Balaram is in the womb of Devaki, Lord Krishna calls Yogamaya and instructs Yogamaya to transfer Balaram from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And Yogamaya does that, circumambulates Krishna, and he does that, and she does the job. And then it appears that Devaki had a miscarriage, but she did not, because the womb is transferred to Rohini, who is the safe custody of Nanda Maharaj in Gokul Mahaman. So Lord Balaram is born there. And then later on we know that Lord Krishna appeared in the mind of Vasudeva and then got transferred into the heart of Vasudeva, and from the heart of Vasudeva to the heart of Devaki, and Lord Krishna was born. So this is the birth of Lord Balaram. Pastimes of Lord Balaram, as we said, is unlimited. We'll start off with, I'll also give a quote of the chapters from Srimad Bhagavatam that these pastimes are taken from. So if you would like, you can make a note of it, or you can ask me after today's class. I'll give you the chapters from which all these wonderful pastimes are taken, so you can go and enjoy these pastimes again. Wonderful, wonderful pastimes. So we start off with the 15th chapter of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the pastime of demon Dhenukasura. So Dhenukasura is an ass demon. He's called as jackass according to Prabhupada, and the reason is jackass because jackass means is the male donkey or a male ass. And according to Chaitanya Shikshamrita by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is explaining what are the anarthas that are associated with the main demons that are killed during Krishna Leela by Lord Krishna or by Lord Balaram. And the demon Dhenukasura is representing gross material intelligence and lack of spiritual knowledge. That's the anartha that he is representing. So if we meditate and pray to Lord Balaram, our spiritual knowledge will increase. So our ego of thinking, I'm a PhD, I'm a doctor, and we don't have the spiritual knowledge that the aim of life is to cross this ocean of material existence. So this pastime wonderfully starts off when Krishna and Balaram attain the age of Pauganda age. Pauganda age means age from 6 to 10. There are different age groups that we read from Srimad Bhagavatam. One is Kaumara age, that is from birth to end of 5 years. Pauganda age from 6 to 10. Then we have Kaishora age from 11 to 15. And from 16 years onwards, it is Yauvana. You would have heard this in one of the most famous Bhagavad Gita verses, which is 2.13. Dehinosmin eta dehe Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara. So Kaumaram means ages from up to 5 years. Yauvanam means beyond 15 years. So in this verse, from 13th verse of 2nd chapter, we get to know, as the embodied soul passes in this life from boyhood to youth, Kaumaram to Yauvana, and then Jara is old age, which is beyond Yauvana age. So when Lord Krishna and Balaram attain this Pauganda age, they get promoted to take care of cows. They were taking care of calves before. And when did this happen? On the 8th day of the month of Kartik, which is the bride fortnight, and that is called as Gopashtami. We all do celebrate during the month of Kartik. So during Gopashtami, Lord Krishna and Balaram were promoted to take care of cows, bulls and oxen. And then he goes to Vrindavan. And Vrindavan, the forest of Vrindavan, fascinates Lord Krishna and Balaram. And it pleases the senses of the Lordship. Lord Vrindavan is doing that to Lord Krishna and Balaram. How's that? All the 5 senses of Lord Krishna and Balaram are pleased. The beautiful sight of this forest with the beautiful waterfalls, rivers, lakes, trees, flowers and fruits gives pleasure to Lord Krishna's eyes. The beautiful sounds of the birds and animals give pleasure to Lord Krishna's ears. The wonderful aroma of lotus flowers gives pleasure to Krishna's nose. And the sweet smelling breeze that is flowing not only gives pleasure to the taste, to the tongue of Lord Krishna, but also to the touch of Lord Krishna. So in this beautiful setting, Lord Krishna sees the stately red-budded trees that is actually bending so low. It is bending so low, and Lord Krishna is telling Lord Balaram, do you know why these trees are bending so low? They are offering you obeisances. And the bees that are humming around are sages that are offering you prayers. The peacocks that are dancing in ecstasy in front of you are worshipping you with their dance. Then the doe means the female deer. The does are looking sidelong glances like the gopis do. And the cuckoos are cooing the Vedic hymns in praise of you. And Lord Krishna also says, the earth is so fortunate. So we are all again celebrating Lord Balaram's appearance day. These are all glories of Lord Balaram coming from Lord Krishna himself. So Lord Krishna is then saying the earth is so fortunate. Why? Because of your lotus feet touching the grasses and the creepers. The trees and the shrubs are so fortunate because your fingernails are touching them. And the mountains and the lakes and the rivers and the animals and the birds are so fortunate because of your glances from your lotus eyes. And finally, what does Lord Krishna do? He starts massaging the feet of Lord Balaram. Yes, you heard that right. Lord Balaram is not massaging the feet of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is massaging the feet of Lord Balaram. At that time, Stoka Krishna, Sridham, all of them come to Lord Balaram and they say, there is a forest called Thalavan not from here, Thalavan forest, and it's a beautiful forest, but nobody dares to go there because of this ass demon. Dhenukasura is there. And when we talk about ass demon, the demons in Krishna Lila are not normal size demons. Either they are the human form. If they are the human forms, they are huge. Like Putana, when she died, she was 12 miles long. Arishtasura pastime. Arishtasura was the bull demon. And when he came charging towards Krishna, his tail was scattering the cloud. Tail was scattering the cloud. So you know how big these demons are, either in the animal form or in human form. So here, this Dhenukasura says they eat men alive. So animals don't dare to go there. Men don't dare to go there. Even the birds don't fly. So please, Balaram and Krishna, please come to Talavan forest and you have to take care of this ass demon and his friends. So immediately Lord Balaram with Lord Krishna and other cowherd boys go. He goes and shakes this tal tree. Tal tree, Tamil la vande talna nungu maram. Palmyra palm tree. So recently I was in Florida and a few months ago I was in Reynosa. So these two places are very famous for palm trees. Palm trees are huge trees, at least 100 feet in height, and they are very, very strong. In Florida, as you know, there are a lot of hurricanes, but these trees cannot be uprooted. And now here, Balaram, the most powerful personality, is shaking this palm tree, and all these palm tar falling down in a heap, because nobody eats them. It falls down in a heap. Dhenukasura donkey comes in front in anger. He positions in front of Lord Balaram. Donkey always kicks with the rear feet. So he's showing the back to the Lord and he kicks the Lord in the chest. Kicking the Lord in the chest. Even the biggest size demoniac animal does not matter. It was like putting a garland on top of the elephant. No reaction by Lord Balaram. Again he runs around, positions himself, tries to kick. Lord Balaram catches the feet of Dhenukasura with one hand, whirls him around several times, and he's dead by that time. And then he unleashes him. He falls on top of the tallest palm tree. And again we said the palm tree is really strong. It's not like us throwing a towel on top of a small bush. Nothing will happen to the small bush. Here we're talking about like an aeroplane, at least an aeroplane. It's not a good comparison. An aeroplane hitting a tree. So this tall tree falls into the neighboring tree. That falls into the neighboring tree. Like that there is a dominoes effect. It's a chain reaction. One by one, all the tall trees have fallen down. Seeing that, Dhenukasura is dead. All their friends, other demoniac donkeys come charging. And they come charging towards Lord Krishna first. Why is that? Sanatana Goswami in his purport says, Prabhupada is quoting that in Srimad Bhagavatam. One is because all these friends of Dhenukasura already have seen Lord Balaram is really strong. So let's not go to him this time because our king went, he died. Let's go and try to kill Lord Krishna. So they go towards Krishna. That is one of the reasons. The second reason Sanatana Goswami says is that Lord Balaram went towards Lord Krishna and therefore it looked like they went to Lord Krishna. Or when Lord Balaram was there, Lord Krishna went towards Lord Balaram. Therefore it looked like they went to the associates of Dhenukasura, looked like they were attacking Lord Krishna. So very easily Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram catch their hind legs, all these huge demons, whirl them around and then toss them on top of all the fallen trees. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in the purport that earth looks so beautiful with black clouds and red clouds. Sometimes we see reddish cloud when there is sun at the back, when there is sunset. And also these blackish clouds are the bodily features of these donkeys. So clouds are always high, but here in this case the clouds are so low and it looks so beautiful. So immediately he vomited blood, Dhenukasura when he died, and all the associates of Dhenukasura also died. Shri Balaram Ji Ki. Hi. So we have a few more minutes. There are so many other wonderful pastimes. I'll let all of you choose some pastimes so that we can go through it quickly. There is another pastime of Pralambasura. There is pastimes of Mushtika the wrestler. There is pastime of Dvivida the gorilla. There is pastimes of Romaharshana getting killed. There is pastime of Rukmi getting killed. So if anybody has got any choice of a pastime, we can go through those pastimes quickly. Anybody? Dvivida? So, okay. Dvivida is a monkey. This is from the 67th chapter of the 10th canto. 67th chapter of the 10th canto. There is a wonderful pastime of gorilla or the ape Dvivida. D-V-I-D-A. Dvivida. It is very surprising to know that Dvivida was an associate of Lord Ramachandra, which is in Treta Yuga, which is at least 2 million years ago. He was an associate of Lord Ramachandra. But he insulted Lakshman. He disrespected Lakshman. And who's Lord Lakshman? Lord Balaram himself. And now it's time for payback in this Dwapara Yuga. So he insulted Lakshman at that time, and Jiva Goswami says, and it's also confirmed by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. What does it say? If somebody disrespects a great personality, what is the punishment? You will get bad association, which is the worst thing to have. If you get some punishment, it's okay. But if you get bad association, we are done. We are guaranteed to fall down tremendously. So if you offend a great personality, we will get the association of very, very bad people. So if you have bad friends, we have offended some great personality. So both Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur are explaining that is the result of offending a great personality. So he offended, therefore he is punished. And what is the bad association he got? He got the friendship of Narakasura. Narakasura is one of the worst demons. The pastime is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. So he got the bad association of Narakasura. And he also gets the bad association of Kamsa. Can you imagine what an offense he created against Lakshman to get the association of Narakasura and Kamsa, two abominable personalities. So when he gets to know, when Dvivida, the gorilla, gets to know that his friend Narakasura is killed, he goes ballistic. He's extremely angry. What he does? He breaks a mountain. So it's not like breaking a small brick. He breaks a big mountain and he destroys cities with that big mountain pieces that he's got in his hand. His hands are as long and strong as, again, palm trees, according to Srimad Bhagavatam. Palm trees, as I said, which I've seen in Reynosa in Mexico, is about 100 feet or 150 feet tall. That's extremely strong and tall. We are talking about a different yuga. In Dwapara Yuga, everything was much taller. Even men and women were much stronger and taller. Animals were taller and stronger. So these palm trees will be way, way bigger than what we see now. Each tall palm tree is the size of his hand, gorilla's hand. So what he does, he tears the mountains, destroys houses, palaces, cities. He captures a lot of men and women, put them inside the cave, and he closes them with a boulder. Boulder means, you know how big stone. The stone could be the size of this room. He covers it up. There's no way anybody can come out by pushing that. They're dead inside. And what he does, he goes and desecrates. He goes and passes urine and all those things on the sacrificial fire that these great sages are creating for appeasing the Lord. He does that. And what does he do? He goes to the ocean and he churns the ocean with his arms, humongous arms. He churns the ocean. When he churns the ocean with his arm, what happens? It floods all the coastal areas and many other people are drowned and dead. If you remember, Kartavira Arjun, he had 1,000 arms, 500 left hand, 500 right arm. He stopped the flow of Narmada river. And what happened? It flooded the coastal area where Ravan was enjoying with his girlfriends. And what happened? He was so angry, he tried to fight with Kartavira Arjun, and Kartavira Arjun captured him and put him in jail like a monkey. It says like a monkey. So just imagine how powerful Kartavira Arjun was. So this monkey, Dvivida, was churning the ocean. Tons and tons of liters of water is actually going out and flooding all the coastal area like tsunami, after effect of tsunami. A lot of people are dead. So he does all these bad things because he's angry with the death of Narakasura at the hands of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. So Lord Balaram gets to know this. So Lord Balaram goes with his consorts to Raivataka mountain. Raivataka mountain, the beautiful mountain range. So he goes to Raivataka mountain and he sings in a wonderful melodious voice. Now this gorilla jumps into the strongest tree, on top of the strongest tree, and he starts shaking this tree violently. And then he is looking at Lord Balaram. He's able to see Lord Balaram, and he's shouting. And it is the sound that is resonating. And in Srimad Bhagavatam it says it's a very disrupting sound. And because of that, all the women who are with Lord Balaram start laughing. And what does Bibida do? He performs very, very obscene gestures towards the consorts of Lord Balaram, which is very offensive. In Srimad Bhagavatam it says what all he did, so you can go home and read it, 10.67. And then he comes and kicks the pot of Varuni. Varuni is the favorite drink of Lord Balaram. It is a concentrated honey. He comes and kicks that Varuni pot, and he takes a huge tree and he hits Lord Balaram with that. What does Lord Balaram do? He takes his Sunanda. Sunanda is his club, and he hits Dvibida on the head. He does not hit him very hard, he hits him. So much of blood is coming. What Dvibida does? Dvibida takes all the trees, one by one. He's taking the biggest tree and he's hurling towards Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram, the Katti Sandala Podamodu, when it comes, you block it like that, right? Like that, Lord Balaram is taking his club and he's blocking the huge tree. It breaks into 100 pieces. Dvibida takes another tree, throws at Lord Balaram. He blocks it, another 100 pieces. Like that, Dvibida is uprooting every tree in that forest. There are no more trees in that forest according to Srimad Bhagavatam. All the trees are gone. Still Balaram is just blocking it away. Now what does Dvibida do? He takes huge boulders like what he put outside the cave. He takes those huge boulders and he throws it on Lord Balaram. Sunanda club, again different. Every different, it falls into 1,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces. And in the purport, Prabhupada says that's the origin of sports. You know, when a ball comes, you hit with a bat, like table tennis or cricket or baseball. So all the sports are originating from this Balaram's play with Dvibida. And then, finally, there is no more stone. So he comes charging at Lord Balaram, hits Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram throws his plow. It's called Haladara or Alayuda. And when we talk about different names of Lord Balaram, Alayuda, Ayudam, Tamil Ayudam and weapon. Halayuda na, adu vanda plow. Plow da vandute Hala. So Alayuda means he's who uses the plow as a weapon. Aladara, carrier of the plow. So he throws his plow because Dvibida does not have any weapon. Why do I have to have any weapon? So he throws the club, Sunanda on one side, he throws the plow on another side, and he hits this collarbone of this Dvibida, one shot. Huge gorilla falls down, and there is earthquake in this Revatika mountain range. There was earthquake, but such was the size of this huge gorilla. And then he vomits blood and he dies. Lord Balaram ki jai. Any other pastime? We have a few more minutes. How about Rukmi? This is from the 61st chapter of 10th canto. So Rukmi is the brother of Rukmini, who's the beloved wife of Lord Krishna, one of the beloved wives of Lord Krishna. There was always between Rukmi and Krishna before, because Rukmi wanted Rukmini to marry to Shishupal, but then Krishna got married and Krishna was about to kill Rukmi, but he pardoned him by shaving his head off, and then he went. So there was a problem before, but then later on everything seemed to be okay. King of Kalinga and other demoniac kings, what did they do? They said, call Balaram for a dice game. He likes to play dice, but he does not know to play dice, so call him. So Balaram cannot refuse. So Rukmi and King of Kalinga and all the demoniac kings call him. The first round of this dice game. 100 gold coins is placed as bet, 1,000 gold coins and 10,000 gold coins. In the first dice game, Rukmi wins very easily. And at that time, this is funny, and at that time, King of Kalinga laughs. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, King of Kalinga laughed loudly by showing all his teeth. He. That's exactly what Srimad Bhagavatam says. Lord Balaram was extremely angry, but he controlled himself. In the second wager, 100,000 gold coins are placed as bet. Lord Balaram wins easily, but Rukmi says, I am the winner, I am the winner. Balaram is so angry, Lord Balaram, and it said in Srimad Bhagavatam, he is as angry as the ocean on a full moon night. You know how it tosses up and down. Then the third round, 100 million gold coins are placed as bet. Again Lord Balaram wins, but again Rukmi says, I am the winner, I am the winner. And he says, ask all these kings who are all corrupt. And all these corrupt kings are saying, yes, Rukmi is the winner. At that time a divine voice from the sky says, no, Rukmi, you are a liar, Lord Balaram is the winner. But he ignores that divine voice and he says something very bad to Lord Balaram. You are a cowherd boy. What do you know about dice game? Dice game is for kings. You are a cowherd boy. Boom, he takes the Sunanda club, one shot on the head of Rukmi, dies right away. Lord Balaram ki. So immediately, even though he is the brother-in-law of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of his pride, he killed his pride and along with him Rukmi immediately. And Lord Krishna was watching everything. He did not he did not go to the side of Rukmini, his wife, because brother is killed, not to Balaram, because if he supports Balaram, Rukmini is going to get upset. If he supports Rukmini, Balaram is going to get upset. So he did not support any one of them. We're almost time. We have so many more pastimes. It's almost time. Okay. So we're almost out of time. So we have so many other pastimes we can, try to hear during the course of the next few weeks. But we'll finish this we'll chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra, knowing that Krishna is all attractive. Hare is the vocative form of Hara, the spiritual energy. And most important, Rama refers to Balaram, who's Adi Guru, who is Ananta Sesh, who is Nilambara because he is dressed in blue. Why is he dressed in blue? Because he is wrapped in the thoughts of Krishna, who is blackish blue in color. We'll think of Lord Krishna and the form of Lord Balaram. He's got a top knot in his head and blue dress and wonderful appearance of Lord Balaram. So on this auspicious celebrations, we'll chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra in deep meditation with when we say Rama, we'll think of Lord Balaram's beautiful crystal color